Hello, dear students. Here I come up with a new audio visual presentation. As you all know, I Afreen Osama Chogli, your OCM teacher. Today, I brought interesting concept from the Business Services, chapter number 2 of Organization of Commerce and Management. Let's start with the topic warehousing. So let's start learning online, dear. Students, as you all know, each and every business organization needs a place for storage for raw material as well as for the finished goods. Need for storage arises both for raw material as well as for the finished good. Storage involve proper management for preserving goods from the time of their production or purchase till the actual use or the consumption. When this storage is done on a large scale and in a specified manner, it is known as warehousing. Let's start. What is warehousing? Warehousing refers to storage of goods and consists of all those activities which are connected with the storage and preserving of good. It means storing the goods. Warehousing can be defined as group of activities connected with storing, preserving and the goods which are packed from the time of production till the time of consumption. The definition of warehousing states as a warehouse is defined as an establishment for the storage or accumulation of goods. Actually, warehousing refers to the activities involving storage of goods on a large scale in a systematically and orderly manner and making them available conveniently when needed. It means that holding or preserving goods in a huge quantity from the time of their purchase or production till the time of the actual use or the consumption. It creates time utility by bridging the time gap between the production and the consumption of the goods. Basically, the concept of distribution warehouse or the distribution center is vastly different from the earlier concept of a godown. Godown is merely a dumping place. Godowns are maintained merely for storage of surplus good. But warehousing is something different. Its establishment of a warehousing is to ensure a continuous and uninterrupted supply of goods. A warehouse is a location with adequate facilities where volume shipments are received from a production center, reassembled into combination representing a particular order or orders, and shipped to the customer locations. A place where goods are kept is called as warehouse. A person in charge of warehouse is called as warehouse keeper. Warehouse is a commercial building for storage of goods. Warehouse is used by manufacturer, importers, exporters, wholesaler, transport business, customers and etc. What is the need for warehousing? Firstly, every business organization want to have regular supply of the products for successful running of working capital. Next, warehousing ensures that quality remains intact so that damages shall not be hamper the sales. It also inhibits the stock of trading of goods can be balanced due to warehousing as ample of product can be stored at warehouse. The prices can be stabilized using warehousing as large amount of production can be possibly slowed which reduce cost of production. Even warehousing is very essential for the seasonal products as the production can be safely stored before use or before consumption. Warehousing plays an important role in the continuous production as the problem of storage is solved by warehousing. It also helps to store the perishable products in a certain specified organized manner. The seasonal demand fruits, vegetables and any other articles can be stored wisely at warehouse. Large scale production can be taken place due to warehousing facilities. It also ensures quick supply in an organized manner. Production and preservation of goods also plays an important role as far as the warehousing is concerned. Warehousing is useful for smaller business also and can be easily handled by the watchkeeper. It creates employment such as workers for packaging, grading, housekeeper, watchkeeper, and so on. It facilitates sales of goods at the time of the demand. Warehousing also avails finance by keeping the warehouse warrant to the bank to issue the finance for the warehouse keeper or warehousing organization. What is the objective of warehousing? Firstly, the primary objective of warehouse is the movement of goods. Now, warehousing maintain the flow of goods throughout the system. These goods may be raw materials or the finished goods. Warehousing set up a network closest to the customer location to service market better and minimize cost. Warehousing provide timely customer service. Warehousing also keep a track of items so that can be easily readily found and correctly represented. Whereas warehousing minimize the total physical effort and thus the cost of moving goods into or out of storage. Warehousing provide communication links with the customers so as to provide timely supply of products. Student, can you think about idealistic warehouse? A warehouse where each and every facility is available. Let us learn about characteristics of ideal warehouse. Ideal warehouse should have a convenient location. I think availability of all the mechanical appliances to load and unload goods. Maybe it should have a adequate space. The cold storage facilities also. A warehouse should provide arrangement and protection of goods and services. Eventually, sufficient parking spaces. Also, a warehouse should also have round the clock security arrangement and the latest firefighting equipments. So we call that warehouse to be an ideal warehouse, isn't it? Now it's time to study some functions of warehouse. First one, storage. This is the basic function of warehousing. Surplus commodities which are not needed immediately can be stored in warehouse. As you all know, they can be supplied as and when needed by the customer. All the business organizations store their valuable goods in the warehouse so as to remain intact with the surplus commodities in the warehouse. And the next one, price stabilization. Warehouses plays an important role in the process of price stabilization. It is achieved by creation of time utility by warehousing. In warehouses, usually large stock of good is kept. Whenever there is a shortage in the market, goods can be immediately supplied through warehouses, which helps in price stabilization to avoid rise in price due to demand and supply differences. Let's hear with an example. If there is a drought condition in any part of the country, the crops are adversely affected. If the warehousing facilities is so efficient, we can store the goods which are previously grown and the demand and supply can be met at an equal balance rate, and the prices can be stabilized. Imagine a situation when the demand is so high and there is no crop to eat, then the prices rose to a very extraordinary rate. Hence, warehousing plays an important role in the price stabilization. Now, as you all know, warehousing also plays an important role in the risk bearing. When the goods are stored in the warehouse, they are exposed to many risks in the form of theft, deterioration, fire, etc. Warehouses are constructed in such a way that they minimize this risk. A warehouse keeper has to take the reasonable care of the goods and safeguard them against various risks. For any loss or the damage sustained by the goods, warehouse keeper shall be liable to the owner of the goods. Eventually, the risk is transferred from the manufacturer to the warehouse keeper. Hence, the risk bearing is also the function of the warehouse. The next one, financing. Warehousing plays an important role as far as financing is concerned. Loans can be raised from the warehouse keeper or from the financial institution against the goods stored by the owner. Goods act as a security for the warehouse keeper or for financial institution. In this manner, warehousing acts as a source of finance for the businessman for meeting business operations. Let's see what the example is. A business organization can raise a loan from the financial institution or a bank by giving them a warrant, a warehouse warrant as a security, and keeping their papers of warehousing, and then they can issue the loans. In return, bank seize the goods which are in the warehouse if the loans are not recoverable. And the next one, grading and packaging. Warehouses nowadays provide the facilities of packaging, processing, and grading of goods. Goods can be packed in a convenient sizes as per the instruction of the owner. Imagine a condition where potato chips, potato fingers are produced in a large scale. Warehousing is a place where they are packed into the containers or in the plastic wraps, and then the grader, they are graded, means the quality control check department visit the warehouse and check the quality of the food. So the warehouses also plays an important role where this warehouse place is utilized for grading as well as for the packaging. And the next one, transportation. Warehousing can provide transportation facilities to the bulk depositors. It collects the goods from the place of production and also send the goods to the place of delivery on the request of the owner. Warehousing also provide time and place utility. Warehouses create time utility by preserving the good till they are demanded. It means time is utilized by firstly production and then distribution. It also create place utility by providing the good at the place where they are required. For example, in warehouse the goods can be stored at one place. If they are required at another region or another state, if the warehouse has the good, it can be delivered there. It create place utility. It create time utility, as before the use you can produce the goods, and then when demanded you can sell it. And the next one, processing. Certain commodities are not consumed in the form they are produced. Processing is required to make them consumable. For example, the rice, the paddy, it is known as paddy. Paddy is polished, fruits are ripened, and all such thing activities are done in the warehouse. Sometimes warehouse undertake activities on the behalf of the owner. For example, the furnitures are made by the carpenter, but in the warehouse they are polished, as before they can be sealed, they can be looked good when they are polished, and all such activities are taken place in the warehouse. Students, for different business activities or different types of business activity, different types of warehouse are utilized. Let's learn about types of warehouses. First one, private warehouse. The private warehouse are owned and operated by big manufacturers and merchants to fulfill their own storage needs. Operated by company or shipping and storing its product. Big businessman firms which needs large storage capacity on a regular basis and who can afford money construct and maintain their private warehouse. Basically, they are owned and managed by manufacturer or traders. They are constructed near the fields. They are constructed for the wholesaler and retailer near the business center, or by the manufacturers near their factories. A big manufacturer or a wholesaler may have a network of his own warehouse in different parts of the country. Private warehouses has a stable inventory level and a long run expectation. Firms require special handling and storage features and want to control design and operation of the warehouse for themselves. There are certain advantages of private warehouse. Private warehouse have a better control over movements and storage of goods. They did not require any permission. Even chances of error and mistakes are less, as the products are handled by their own employee who have the full knowledge about the product. Even the private warehouses are designed according to the suitability of the owner. Largely, greater flexibility with the time and with respect to storage and material handling can be easily obtained in the private warehouses. Hence, the people or the big manufacturers who can afford to have their own warehouses, they construct it for their own purpose and for their own business utilities. And the next one, public warehouses. A public warehouse is a specialized business establishment that provides storage facility to the general public for a certain fees on a rental basis. Public warehouse provides storage and physical distribution center by charging a nominal fee. It may be owned and operated by an individual or a cooperative society. They can be used by small firms or the large firms. Organized to provide storage facility to traders, manufacturers, agriculturists in return for a storage charge. Actually, public warehouse works under a license from the government in accordance with the prescribed rules and regulation. In India, it is owned and operated by Central Warehousing Corporation and State Warehousing Corporation. Now, largely, Public warehouse provides storage facility to the small manufacturer and trader at a low cost or a minimum cost. So it is feasible and economical. These warehouses are well constructed and guarded round the clock to ensure safety and custody of the goods. Public warehouses are generally located near the junctions of railways, highways, and waterways. They are suitable for the seasonal production or a low volume storage needs. Companies with inventory maintained in many locations, firms entering the new market. Public warehouses gain an immense popularity as they stand as an agent for the goods. There are also advantages of public warehouse as they are more efficient and less expensive. Their cost easily and exactly ascertained. Fixed cost distributed among many users. Usually, public warehouses are shared among the inventors who went to some small inventories, strategically located and immediately available. They are flexible to meet the space requirement of different users. Eventually, companies having a wide choice of location and the warehouse type due to availability of public warehousing. Government warehouses. Government warehouses are owned, managed, controlled by central and or the state government or the public authorities. It is difficult for the small farmers, businessmen, traders to own a warehouse. So these government warehouses help them in storing the goods at a nominal charge. Central Warehousing Corporation of India, CWC, State Warehousing Corporation, SWC, and Food Corporation of India, FCI, are having their warehouse across the different states and the countries. If the customer cannot pay rent with a specified time, authority can recover rent, disposing of goods. Government warehouses is a boon or a key for small workers or traders or a businessman as they are provided by the government at a nominal charge. Cooperative warehouse. Now, cooperative warehouse are owned, managed, and controlled by cooperative society. As you all know, cooperative societies are the society which work for their own members. Hence, these cooperative society also turn their business capital into a business of warehousing. They mainly provide warehousing facilities at most economical rates. These type of warehouses are very useful for the farmers and the traders and the general public. Cooperative society facilitate the small traders at economical rates to the members. Most of the cooperative society in the region of Punjab, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra are providing warehouse facilities to the general public as well. Bounded warehouses. Bounded warehouses are licensed by government to accept the imported goods for storage until the payment of custom duty. Let me make you very clear. These warehouses are located near the water ports, dockyards, or the airports where foreign goods are imported in India and these goods are stored in a bonded warehouses until the custom duty is paid from the another country to India. These warehouses work under the control of custom authorities. The warehouse keeper is required to give an undertaking or a bond that it will not allow the goods to be removed without the consent of the custom authorities. An agreement or a bond is need to be presented by the watchkeeper or the warehouse keeper to the custom authorities that he will not remove any of the goods kindly prescribed by the custom authorities. If the goods are held in bond and cannot be withdrawn without paying the custom duty, if an importer is unable or unwilling to pay the custom duty immediately after the arrival of goods, he can store the goods in the bonded warehouse. He can withdraw the goods in installments by paying the custom duty proportionately. Let us hear that. For example, India imported the goods from Japan worth rupees 1 crore and the custom duty is not cleared. The purchaser or the importer cannot distribute the goods into the market until he has not paid the custom duty. These goods are held in bond. The importer can also pay proportionate amount, for example 10 lakh, 12 lakh, 15 lakh and so on, and he can proportionately release the goods from the bonded warehouse and then distribute in the market, as immediately he is unable to unheld or unbound the goods. It also facilitates, bonded warehouse also facilitate interport trade, where importer need not pay the import duty. Now there are two capacities, landlord and bailey of goods. As landlord provides storage facilities on rent, as bailey of goods take reasonable care to handle and store goods, as it has line on goods under care for charges of its services. Mostly bonded warehouses are owned and operated by port trusts. Owner can sell the goods wholly or in part by endorsing a warrant. Hope you all understand what is bonded warehouse. Duty paid warehouse. Here the duty refers to as custom duty. If an importer faces any problem in transportation of goods after making payment of duty, then the goods can be stored at a duty paid warehouse. All the duty paid warehouses are public warehouses which are available to all the importers. Duty paid warehouses help the importer to take as a proper care of goods. Processing of goods can be done like sorting, repacking, etc. Duty paid warehouses are very much essential or important for the exporters. Such warehouses are more useful for re-export of goods. They are located near the ports and the dockyards. Many importers import the goods from another country and then re-export the goods with a mere polishing or processing or regrading it or else servicing or assembling it. Here, duty paid warehouses, the custom duties are already paid to the warehouses and they can be anytime transported or re-exported to another countries whenever there is need. Cold storage warehouse. Now cold storage warehouse provide facility for perishable commodities, anything which can be easily destroyed or which can be easily get stale, like fruits, flowers, vegetable, dairy product, etc. In cold storage warehouse, goods are stored and refrigerated at a very low temperature. They are frozen so as to preserve them and use them in the future. Mostly international trade take place due to these warehouses. In India, most of the perishable items or most of the items which are really exportable are exported with the help of cold storage warehouses. The goods are collected from the different parts of the region and they are stored in the cold storage warehouses and they are exported to gain foreign exchange. Cold storage warehouses preserve the perishability of the goods against payment of a storage charges. Temperature variation is controlled to degrees necessary for sensitive items. It also provides valuable foreign exchange from the international trades. So students, here we've wrapped up our topic warehousing. Hope you all have understood all the concept and you have all started rewarding the teacher's efforts by paying attention and also utilizing your vacation. So complete the assignments and enjoy the learning process. Bye bye. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you.